Hello everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks a bunch for stopping by, I do appreciate it. Today's beer comes from Elation Brewing. These guys are out of Norfolk, I think. Yep, Norfolk, Virginia. A Virginia beer. This is their Sleep On It Always, which is a Baltic porter. Baltic style porter, 9.5% alcohol by volume. And it says it was canned on 02/25 of 21, February 25th. Underneath that it says Black Widow. Hope it don't bite like one. Complex maltiness, bready, biscuity notes, soft bitterness, medium body, subtle sweetness make for the perfect beer to pair with bakehouse pizza. So 9.5%, says 29 IBUs. So they're giving us ABV, they're giving us IBUs, they're giving us a canned on date. 2 thumbs up for them, especially on this style of beer. A lot of breweries, when you get into the porters and the stouts and the barley wines, the big dark beers, they don't give you that information at all. You're lucky if you get the ABV. Very seldom get a date, canned on date, but they're giving us ABV, IBUs, and the canned on date. So definitely, whether the beer is worthy or not, the information on the can is definitely top notch. So I like to see that. Another reason I picked it up, guys. I don't know if I've had anything from this brewery. I did not go back and look. Nothing stands out in my mind. There's so many breweries out there now, thousands of them. It's hard for me to keep track with the amount of beers that I've reviewed over the last almost 11 years now, 10 and a half. Beer Advocate doesn't even have this beer listed, so it may be a new release because Untappd only has 163 ratings. So Beer Advocate doesn't, nobody's even commented on this beer or listed it yet on that site. Their commercial description on Untappd says, sometimes decisions are hard. You're choosing this beer is not one of those times. This beer is smooth and silky, but packs a punch and will sneak up on you if you aren't careful. 9.5%. It's a big boy's beer. Please drink responsibly, guys. Don't think you're macho man. You can go out and drink several of these and drive somewhere. That would be a damn foolish mistake. Don't do it. That's why you see me drink them here. I ain't got to drive nowhere. I'm not driving. So if you're going to have one of these out somewhere, please have a designated driver, or take a taxi or an Uber or something home. Don't get stupid, because you go through a DUI checkpoint, it'll be bad news, boy. Anyway, we've got the IBUs, we've got the ABV, we've got the canned on date. The picture's on Untappd. Looks a very dark beer. Almost looks like a stout in the glass. So we shall see. A plain Jane 16-ounce silver can with a stick-on wraparound label. Let's see what we got, guys. Nuts. Oh, it's very carbonated. We already got a finger of head. Finger plus of head. So a little bit heavy on the carbonation for a 9.5. I'll be lucky if I can get half of this can into this glass. And I'm pouring it very gently. Look at that head, monster head. A slightly bit over carbonated in my opinion. Little too much carbonation, boys. Anyway, is what it is. 3 fingers of head on that pour. A little too much. Anyway, it's a good looking beer other than that super monster head that it poured. I'm not going to swirl that around to get the back end pour in there, guys. Over to the light, it does look like a porter because I'm seeing some red rubiness on the thin part of the glass. So it's not pitch black. Looks like a porter in the glass. A heavily carbonated porter, I may add. So, anyway, here's what it is. Through the nose we go. I'm getting a roasted malt, maybe some dark fruit, figs, raisins, plums. And that's about all I'm getting on the nose. Nice creaminess on the top, but fairly big bubbles on the side. I mean, I don't think it's going to stick around. It's probably going to leave some nice lacing being that heavily carbonated. The dates and the raisins and the plums are sticking out in the nose. Well, let's find out. Cheers. Alcohol is well hidden. I'm not getting any alcohol burn or anything like that. Same thing on the taste. I'm getting a little bit of roasted malt, dates, raisins, and plums. The tap says a slight hint of dark chocolate. If it is, it's very subtle. I'm not picking it out. It might come out once it warms up, which we are going to let that happen. But if there's some dark chocolate there, it's very, very subtle. So, let's see if we can get the rest of this in there. I don't know if it's going to happen, guys. I'm going to pour it as easy as I can here. Yeah, we got it all in there. It's a good looking beer, especially if you like a big frothy head on your beer. I don't think you could avoid it on this one. Still 2 fingers of head on that back end pour. Looks good though. I mean, it's a good looking beer. Fairly tasty. I mean, don't think it's world class or anything like that. I'm not sure right now. I'm gonna reserve that comment. We're gonna let it warm up. It's cold right out of the fridge, and these beers need to warm up, come up to room temperature. So that's what we're gonna let do before I say anything stupid. So I'm gonna sip on this one for 45 minutes to an hour, maybe longer, and see what we end up with. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on for a while. Zero lacing is left on the glass. The Baltic porters to me are a little bit more on the bitter side than the American porters. Is what it is on that aspect of the beers. I prefer, just me, I mean there's a lot of people that it's all, beer tastes are subjective. I prefer the American porters. They're not quite as bitter to me as the Baltic porters are, but I mean it all depends on what you like to drink and what your taste is and all that kind of crap. So decent beer, but not outstanding or world class in my opinion. You might differ from that opinion, but to each their own. Final chug. I've been sipping on it for well over an hour. It's up to room temperature. Cheers. I do appreciate them putting the ABV and the IBUs and the canned date on it. That goes a long way in my book. If it hadn't had that information, guys, it would be a B+ beer. But since it has that information, I'm going to give it the 90. Just barely into the A- category. And that's where I'm going to put it, because they're giving us that information, and it was a tasty beer. A little bit like I said, the Baltic beers are a little bit more bitter than the American style beers, but all depends on what you like to drink, what you're used to drinking, where your palate is. So I enjoyed this. The alcohol is very well hidden for a 9.5% to me. But again, 10, 11, 12 years ago, I may have found it boozy, but I do not now. So that being said, Beer Advocate doesn't even have it listed. That's why I'm saying I think it may be a new release, since Untappd only has 163 ratings on it. And they have it at 3.94, which is in their B+ range. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt there, since they're giving me the ABV, the IBUs, and the can don't date. That weighs a little bit in my book, giving me all that information. Can don't date, ABV, IBUs are important to me when I'm buying a beer. So it may not be to you, but it is to me. So if you've had if you've had sleep on it, always, from Elation Brewing, this is the 2021 edition, 9.5%. Let me know what you think. Come and meet again. Let's go see what's in the fridge.